if someone said to me, you're doing a boxing quiz, who would you put on your team and you know you're going to win? Genuinely, I'll pick you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sad, really, yeah.
It's not sad. It's just the way you are. But what did you think of, because you've got your own fighters that you manage, but then you're very involved with Leo Atang, aren't you?
No, with Leo and Brad, their coach is my mate. I've known Leo. Leo used to spar Joe Aiden.
Right.
Feel around the same weight. Leo will be 13,
Yeah.
So I've just known him from being kids, really. I don't have any input in anything. I have no involvement in the training. So when Final Night comes around, I have no input in the training. So I have no input in the. I'm just there, like, you know, like they need something in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
I can go and do that.
Yeah,
I'll put myself about.
Yeah.
I'll put the stool in. Like I said something to Leo the other day for the first time in 4 fights. Like I just said, chill out, mate.
Right.
Could go all the way in. For 18 years of age, it's a lot better than me at 18. I don't know about you. Like, you was a very good amateur. I didn't even start boxing amateur until I was 18. But there's a lot of upside to him. He's very, very good. He could be world champion, but got a long way to go in that. But he's just a nice kid, you know.
No, he is.
He's he's just a very pleasant young man.
And he's got so much developing.
Yeah, I do a lot
physically.
of stuff. I do a lot of, like, putting the stool in, a lot of corner work. But to be honest, no one sees that because they're not as good as Leo Atang, and it's not televised. So it's not something that I don't do for lots of other fighters, but it's just more publicised because it's on TV, so people
you need to obviously get in my opinion, like, he's talented. I've sparred him and stuff, but he needs to get managed in a way where they don't speed him too quick.
I think
when I was 18, I was like, I boxed Conor Tusbury when I was 18. I was obviously an amateur, completely different style to what I am now, but I had my natural fundamentals. But even mentally at 18, I've always been quite mature, but looking back now at 18, I'm like, oh my God. So I look at Leo Atang thinking, you are very developed for an 18-year-old.
Matching is difficult, I think, because it's like for yourself, like the matches you've had so far, it's like you don't want to go too far. You don't have too hard a fight to where you could get beat. But if you keep having fights that are too easy, like the second and third fight you had as a pro, do you learn from that? Do you think you will learn anything from the Oakford fight? Would you say you learned anything from it? Do you think that was, I'm not saying not a worthwhile exercise, but apart from the money you got and the experience of walking to the ring, do you think you gained anything from the actual fight itself in terms of that match?
The only thing I learned was the plan that I set out in my head worked. So it was more, I knew, right, that's how you stalk someone down who's a runner and clip him.
Yeah.
So it's more just reassuring myself that, yeah, that works at. But I would say, out of all the fights I've had, Grandoni, the first one. Honestly, he was tough as all boots.
But what do you think?
And people say I went out the blocks fast.
Yeah.
I don't think I did, really.
Do you think he made you fight at a good pace because he was there to?
I think obviously because it's the debut, loads of people there screaming, so you do get a bit hyped up with the crowd. And it was my first pro fight, but I don't think he brought it out of me. He did and he didn't, because he was tough. He stayed there.
Was you offended that he stood up to some of the shots?
No, because
you wasn't offended by it. You wasn't like, wow, he should be gone. Was there any point you in that fight thinking, why is he not? Why is it not over? No.
Honestly, Dave, every single fight I've had, I'm gobsmacked, especially since him. I'm like, how on earth have I got this guy out of there that quick? Even I know Valera was old my last fight, and I know he boxed Bivol at light heavyweight and he's gone up to cruiser. But I was thinking, God, how on earth have I got him out there in the second round? I can't believe it. So,
another question. Was pretty sensible today. This is actually quite a good boxing chart. So you box Grandoni again in 8 weeks' time.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you 4 rounds this time, do you not think?
No, I would like to, obviously now, because
and if not, why not?
Obviously experience is massive. I know.
So do you think these pretty much non-events of 1 round stoppages, do you think you're still learning from them, even though they are only going around?
For me, it's learning about all the fight week and the media obligations. And because when I boxed Grandoni, because I was headlining, I had to go to like Moss Side Gym, square off with him. I had to do a lot more media stuff. And because it was my first time, I thought, this is the norm, this. And then my second fight, when I wasn't in the limelight so much, it was a lot easier. And that was obviously how it usually does run.
Do you know, from my eye, right, you know when you box Grandoni and the other 4 guys, I feel like it looked like you were trying to hit Grandoni a lot harder than you tried to hit the other 4.
Potentially.
Do you know, like when you start open, that the shots you catch, they were just like effortless, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, yeah.
And the Grandoni one were like a real kind of force, weren't it?
Yeah.
Because I always watch fights, man, and I always think it's interesting because the knockouts always seem to come. There's not really much force in it, isn't there? So maybe that's the experience. I've had 34 fights, man. I'm always trying to look for like. It's hard for me to improve now, but like little things. I just think, can I do that? Punch a little bit smoother.
And I think as well, it's like when Shakur boxed against Teofimo. Like if you actually watch him, the reason why he made that look so easy was the speed of his feet.
Yeah.
Going just backwards, so inches.
Yeah.
So he'll be touching. As soon as he reads him coming, he'll just step off straight away, and he'll bridge that gap where he can't get hit, and that's what was so impressive. And then when Teofimo then backs off, he'll regain the ground again really quick. Yeah. So I watch fights like that, and I see I'm more in. People think I'm this big like bulldozer who just wants to start swinging like a caveman. I love watching like technical boxing and the game of inches, and I can't wait to show that to people. You've seen a bit of it.
I'll tell you what's interesting for people that have that perception, because I remember it wasn't even watching any of your fights, because we'll go on to the Olympics in a bit, but I remember watching you spar other kids in the gym, because you're too strong for them and it's too hard. It's hard sometimes, because sometimes like you'll have intentions of, like I sparred today, I had every intention of boxing. After a round and a half, I just thought, I'm too strong for this. Like, and I just belted him, and I just thought, I just went straight through him. So I remember watching you spar and just thinking, I thought it was a bit of a one-trick pony part, really. I watched on the bag and that, and I thought, I knew you were good, because I knew you hit hard and you were thing, but I thought, he ain't that good. I sparred you, and I've sparred everybody. And I remember thinking, I got in the second time we sparred, and I thought, well, I'll hit him.
That was at the old gym, that wasn't it?
No, it was at the new gym.
No, but I mean, like,
the first
gone
time.
New again, haven't we?
Yeah, the other gym, sorry, yeah.
Middle.
And I remember thinking, I'm going to whip part with anything. I thought this would be easy. I'll walk onto it, I'll hit him, and when I get inside, you won't have a clue what you're doing. That's genuinely what I thought. And not in a disrespectful, because I didn't think it was going to be an easy spar, because I know you're an athlete, you can hit hard. And I remember trying to hit you my jab, and I'm just thinking, you was taking little steps out of distance. And it was clever, because you weren't jumping out of distance or running away. You were just taking little steps, because that's what I'm going. I had to take little steps out and little steps in, and then I got inside, and I couldn't get my work off inside. Couldn't get it off. So, like you say, I think the better kids you box, I think the better you'll be. Definitely. So I think when they box with you, you will look better.
And I think with that as well, you can give yourself credit, because the first time I sparred you, because it was going off ego for the pair of us.
Yeah.
It made, like, I don't have anything else to prove. I wanted to show you, like, because obviously we become mates. Yeah. I was like, I don't need to do none of that shit with you, and I'm just gonna practice. Like, I don't want to stand there with you and fall into your game plan. And I wanted to see how I could maneuver around that, and that was what was my intentions.
It's Olympic pedigree, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, people always say to me about certain fighters, because look, they went to the Olympics. If you go to the Olympics, if you qualify for the Olympics and go to the Olympics, whether you lost in the first fight or whether you go to the final, if you go to the Olympics, especially for a country like Great Britain, where you have to get on an actual squad, you always have to be the top 2 in your country. So you have to be one of the best, don't you?
Yeah.
There was you and Oko, was it maybe, or
me and Lewis Williams.
Lewis Williams, then. You and him was the top 2 in the country. Yeah. You then had to go and qualify against other countries. Mm-hmm. To go to the Olympics, you've got to be the real deal, haven't you? You don't get there otherwise. Especially if you're from Britain, to qualify, you have to be shit hot, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a long process to it that people don't see, because when you're doing these international tournaments, a lot of them are on YouTube and links and stuff, but some other tournaments, they're not televised at all. People are just seeing results that GB are posting on their Instagram. And I remember going to, like, Hungary,
is it Tama
tournament in Finland and stuff, that's still going. And people don't see these fights, but Kino Machado, whatever the guy is from Brazil, who beat me in the Olympics, my first ever international fight because when I got onto GB, I've never had an international fight.
But how does that work though? We'll go from the beginning. So how did you get on the GB? How did you get onto the Great Britain team?
So I won the national title 2 times back to back. But
So you won 2 ABAs before you got on the squad though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first time I won the ABAs, I had the assessment. So I got an invitation for them to look at me and assess me. And
what year is this?
2021. And
That's the Tokyo Olympics that year anyway, isn't it?
The Tokyo, because of COVID and that,
21, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so, or something like that. I think it might have been 20. Yeah, it ended up being 21 or 2020, something. I don't know. And then I've gone to the assessment, and then they've got every single weight. There's 2 lads from the nationals, so it's obviously the finalists. Yeah, but with my weight, there was 3 of us because they brought back a good lad, Trey. Remember Trey, the big
Dewberry.
Oh, he's a beast. He's
and
massive.
the kid you watched the finals with Frank Warren, isn't it? Iman's
Yeah, so he got on the second assessment though, because it was actually Thomas Pogson, the first
Pogson,
one. But he actually left. He didn't carry on. I don't know why.
Turned pro now. Had a few pro fights, Tom.
Yeah, so I did that assessment, and like it's over like 2 weeks. And on my last day, I ended up sparring Moses Atuma and that, and Rob Watch and stuff. We had a really good spar, and then they said I had my second national title coming up. Because it was COVID, they were like back to back, so it wasn't actually a full year. It was
so the 21 title will be October time, and you're on the 22 in April back to on the normal schedule.
Yeah. So then I went into that one again.
So you won
I wasn't actually going to do it.
So you won the two ABA titles in the 6-month period.
Yeah. It wasn't actually like a year apart, but I wasn't actually going to do that second one because I just thought, what's the point? I've already won it. But Nige went, it's in Manchester, and I went, oh, I've got to do that then because.
So you didn't get on the GB after the initial ABA?
No,
title?
I did. So they sent me saying, like, you've passed the assessment, and usually when you pass the assessment, they put you on the development squad. But they said we're gonna fast track you to the podium squad straight away. So I was boxing full time with all the podium lads.
And Williams was already on the.
Williams has been on podium. He was on GB when he was like 18, 19 years of age, and the same age as me. So he was there for the last cycle as well. So I got on the GB then. Obviously started training and that with them all, and people like in my back of mind I thought, have I been brought in for a sparring partner just to prepare Lewis and stuff and like the super heavyweights. And then they said, right, Pat, you're going to do the next nationals, but you can train here and that. I was like, sweet. So I went and won the second nationals in Manchester. That was when I boxed Diamond.
Yeah.
And then, after I won that, my first tournament was Tama in Finland. And I ended up boxing Kino, the Brazilian. And I remember the coaches saying, right, listen, this guy, he lost to Ben Whittaker on a split decision in the Olympics and that. He's world silver medalist. You've been drawn to fight him. It's like a bye to the final, basically. So I was like, yeah, sweet. I was really nervous because it was my first international fight. And yeah, I was kind of like thinking, wow, I'm going in there with a silver world medalist, first international fight, dead nervous. And I ended up, he beat me on a split decision, but it was 4-2. It wasn't like 3, whatever it is. And he beat me. And I thought, fair and square, all right. And I was getting to him in the last round again. And then from there, I started going different international tournaments around the world. And Lewis got injured and stuff. So that gave me a little bit more momentum to try and get that one spot. And then Lewis got injured around the second qualification because the first qualification, he got sent. The second qualification for the...
What would have happened if he'd have qualified in the first set of qualifiers? Would you not have gone then?
No. So that's how, like...
Bit of luck then as well involved.
It's a bit of luck, definitely.
Yeah. Bad luck for him though, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard luck for him, yeah. And so I went the second time, obviously qualified in Italy, boxed 3 times in 3 days.
Was that Italy when we watched you in Tenerife?
Yeah.
You were then, yeah.
So that was like 3 times in 3 days or whatever. And then that was it then. Like,
what happened after you boxed the kid it was the Polish kid who you beat to qualify?
Yeah, so
what happened after that? Did you box again the next day, or is it just when you qualify, is it done?
No, I boxed, so the first day I boxed some guy from, I think Czech Republic or something. He was from somewhere, I can't remember where. My second fight was against Lithuania, and then the final fight was against the Pole, because the Pole in the other draw, he had to beat the French kid who was decent as well in his semi-final to reach the final. So that Pole kid, he dead tall, lanky, awkward, he was silver medalist in the Europeans.
You beat him
that
easy,
year.
though, when we watched
Yeah,
it,
I mauled him. I knew I would anyway, and he was scared of me. I remember warming up because everyone was in this massive hall. You had the Kazakhs, the Uzbeks, and like he was warming up and he was looking over, and I was looking at him, thinking, I'm gonna rip your head off, you little fucking. Like I was fucking revved up.
So did you not box the next day then? As soon as you qualified, is it done?
As soon as you qualify, you're done.
That's just purely there. You just purely there to qualify.
Yeah,
There's no
just
championship,
there.
no medal.
No, you're just there to qualify. Whereas obviously previous tournaments leading up to the Olympics, you are there for tournaments. So my hand there that I had to have surgery on, I boxed 3 times in 3 days, and I was supposed to box this Kazakh who I'm really good mates with, Oral Bay. I was supposed to box him in the final, and I couldn't throw with my right hand. So they said, like, we'll save you for another day. And the following tournament, I got to the final again, and that was in, might have been in Lithuania. And I was boxing this Ukrainian kid who I've beat before, and to this day, I've never come up against someone who's matched my power. And he looked like, have you ever played Fight Night Champion, the game?
Yeah.
Remember Isaac Frost?
Yeah, the big guy.
He looked like Isaac Frost, blue eyes. And I was thinking, like, I've already boxed him before, and I got to the final and my knuckle was dusted again. And the coach was saying, we need the medal here and the Olympics is coming. You need to fight him. I'm like, fucking hell. All right then.
So you, between the qualifiers in March, you boxed again before the Olympics?
Only boxed once. That wasn't that tournament. That was another time. The one after that was Czech Republic. And I actually boxed the guy from China who already qualified. So me and him have already qualified for the Olympics. I boxed him in the final of the Czech Republic tournament. This is what I mean. People don't know or see this fight. It is on YouTube, but a bad quality. And I beat him. I give him a standing count the last round, and he was a good kid in from China, and he was in Jack Marley's group at the Olympics.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
Yeah, he's good, that Irish
It's
kid.
like the draw. Like Jack Marley's draw, he had the Pole kid who have beat the Chinese guy who have beat. Like it's all luck of the draw as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. The Olympics, the Olympic Village, and that you're seeing all different.
So what do you do in the village? What happens?
Just sort of like Great Britain had their own block.
So you only stay with the Great Britain athletes. Do you get to go and see like the Swedish volleyball?
Yeah, you can
team,
walk around.
all that
It's like a village in itself, a mini city. So think about like buildings all stuck up everywhere, and then you'll have like the Australian flag, and they would have.
Oh, and that's their place.
Yeah, they would have themed their place, so they had all kangaroos and all that.
So did you mix with the other countries and that? Did you go and...
Yeah, you go and have a chat, and that. You know,
Really?
I'm like a chat to everyone, don't I?
No.
So I went and spoke to all of them, and then our place we had like a London letterbox, like as you do. And
So who the most famous Olympian you met then?
Andy Murray.
Did you meet Andy Murray?
Yeah, met him because we had nearest and dearest block, which was outside of the Olympic Village. That's where your family can meet you.
Well, Mike Brown in there then, yeah.
Mikey Brown come there, yeah, he loved it. And I seen Andy Murray there because you used to get.
Did your man see him as well?
No, we didn't see him in that time. No, I used to go there just to go sleep and chill out away from the village. But there used to be vans going there every half an hour. And I was in the van with Andy Murray, but it was only me and him in there. And I just like went, "You all right?" Nodded at him, he went, "You all right?" And then I find it beautiful.
Did you talk about tennis and that or not?
No, this is what's beautiful about it.
Well, that's not beautiful. I'm asking about Pete
listen,
Sampras and that.
If this is the thing, like he's sat there, and I bet you anyone who would be sat in there with him would be chewing his ear off. And all he wants to do, he had his earphones in, he's looking out the window, and I thought, do you know what, mate? I don't want to talk either. I just want to enjoy the ride.
Did you just side at him?
It was just silence. And then, you know, when we got off, I just went like, I went, is it all right for a photo, mate? And then we had a photo.
Was he all right though? Was he a nice fella or not?
Yeah, he was sound, yeah. Very, very slim and tall. Tell you
As tall as us?
Do you remember? Yeah.
Really?
Similar, yeah. Not as tall, like 6'2", I think, 6'1". Who's the swimmer? Adam Peaty. He's just got married to Gordon Ramsay's daughter.
Gordon Ramsay.
He's sound him. He's a proper athlete. But yeah, it was good. I wouldn't change it for the world, but I was also leaving a lot, seeing my family and that, because I am an home bird.
How long were you in Paris for?
Couldn't tell you. We went to a holding camp for 2
What, had to go and train before? Or
we went to a place called Reims in France for 2 weeks before we actually went to the Olympic Village. So you're talking, 3-4 weeks, maybe a month away or something. But this is the thing, like, when you turn over professional and the limelight's on you and everyone's like, oh, look out, you're smashing it now, mate, this and that. I've been doing this all my life. And when people say about styles and like, oh, look at this, look at that, they haven't seen me in Kazakhstan in the ring with fresh bodies after
I think going to the Olympics, the only thing would make you more successful than going to the Olympics would be to be a world champion. The Olympics is the pinnacle of sport, isn't it? Olympic gold medal is probably arguably the most important thing to win in sport. Whether that's boxing or anything, an Olympic gold medal. I think the ultimate, really, isn't it?
I think it's more like, I don't know, I could speak to, I never met my great grandma or my great granddad, but if I did, if you said, oh, I'm a WBC world champion or WBA world champion, probably, oh, well done, love, and all that. But if you said, oh, I'm an Olympian, they know straight away because it's so historic and it goes way back.
How proud are you of being an Olympian?
I'm more proud of, like, my two brothers and my family, really.
Do you tell everyone that you're an Olympian?
No.
I do. I tell everyone.
I know you do, but I definitely...
Don't matter who with me, I'll always say, Pat's an Olympian. Get your tattoo out.
My dad does the same thing. It's
tell
so
everyone,
embarrassing.
I think it's great, me. I wish I went to the Olympics.
So
I'd tell everyone.
embarrassing.
I'd have got the rings on my forehead, me. I'd be like, look,
like
I went.
sumo wrestling or something.
100% I would. I could have 100 metre sprints and all in my prime.
Anyway, enough of me. Let's talk about yourself. So people ask me this because I've spent fight week with you before. And
in Birmingham.
And
you had a breakdown, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. But anyway, because you don't have to make weight, yeah. Obviously, most fighters, they're always watching the weight. They have to eat specific foods, specific amount of grams of X, Y, and Z. Yourself, when people ask what does Dave do, you would think a heavyweight would still eat healthy food, but loads of it. But I said, Dave, no athlete even, not even a
sumo wrestler.
No one eats what you eat.
No.
You are a bit mad, aren't you?
Fight week for me been difficult at different times because you're never more attractive than on fight week, are you? That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? Birds are all over you. Obviously not really. But in my younger days on fight week, I think, fucking hell, your DMs would be full. Like, oh, hey, Dave, doing well. I'm like, yeah, I know, watching on Sky Sports at the weekend. You know what I mean? Years ago, like fight week, I was the man. So yeah, just be up to all sorts really. In the last couple of years, obviously calm down. Like, you have to calm down, don't you? Sadly, but no, not sadly. I'm only joking. I'm not. And I did all sorts. I remember watching Johnny Fish at the Copper Box. We found this barbecue place. I rode in like 2 full racks of everything, weighing at 19 stone. So.
You've got quite a particular taste as well. You don't like condiments or anything, do you?
No, I've got the eating habits of a 7-year-old. I like chicken dippers and chips, and I'm not into sauce and that. But fight week for me, to be honest, till the last couple of years, obviously I went to Saudi. There's nothing really to do there.
You didn't actually like it, did you?
No, I behaved myself. Like, I have to now. My life's completely different. But years ago, fight week for me was just the biggest party ever. I would just party all week.
Do you know, most fighters, obviously, they're very in touch with their emotions and nerves and stuff like that. And if fighters were going to do that, especially myself, it'll mess with my head on the day. I'd be thinking, I've not trained for this. I've not been 100%.
I just see boxing as a fight, me. Always have. I get more nervous now. I have more time to think now. The Makhmedov fight, I stayed at home the night before. I was just cooped up on the sofa, shitting myself with a blanket around me. Literally just laid there like, I want to get absolutely battered tomorrow. But 6-7 years earlier, I'd been casino. Do you know what I mean? Chasing birds around casino and that. So I couldn't complain. It hasn't been a bad life, do you know what I mean? But I've done everything wrong. I remember Jamie Moore saying to me when I came to the gym, he said, look, tell me about your career and that. I said, look, I boxed so-and-so. I think I went for a run when I boxed him. I think I ate the pads. When I boxed Nick Webb, I ate the pads once. I remember eating the pads once in the last 5 weeks. I remember Jamie saying, you shouldn't have even ever had a professional fight. I've gone and had checks, like fitness checks and all that. And they said, like, you're unfit for the average man. Like, how are you boxing and stuff? But I don't know, really. like I was speaking to Alf Middlemas earlier, and he's like, I trained so hard and all this, and I just said, mate, look, some of us are built for it, and some of us aren't.
What would you say the fundamentals of a built, like what are the attributes, or what would you, let's say 4 attributes that you need to be a world champion? What would you say?
Strength.
Yeah.
Power.
Well, power and strength comes together, would you
Strength
say?
and power, speed, intelligence, conditioning. I've got 2 of the 4.
And do you think things can develop? Or
Develop
you've
all
either
of them.
got it or you've not?
To an extent, but you can make all of them better.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna be, you're only gonna be top level here if you've got it. You've got top level power. I'm never gonna punch as hard as you, no matter what training I do. I can jump around the fucking gym doing fucking bunny rabbit hops or whatever it is you do at strength conditioning, throwing balls at a fucking wall. I'm never gonna hit as hard as you ever.
And is that genetics?
Of course it is, yeah. Look at back on you. I'm never gonna punch I can't punch like you. And it doesn't matter what training I do, I never ever will. Speed, you're unbelievably fast. You just got fast hands. I haven't. Could I be faster if I trained it? If I had trained consistently? Of course, I've been a lot faster, but I would never been as fast as you. I'm strong, mate. My mum's built. My mum looks like Brock Lesnar with a bob. Like, my mum is so strong. And my dad was pro boxing. My dad run
Funny that, because I met your old man and
tiny, innit?
believe it. I was like, how on earth have
so
you
strong.
produced that?
My mum,
And then
Brock
you said,
Lesnar with a bob.
I've never
Mad. We call her Bob Lesnar. But I'm unbelievably strong and tough, and
it's weird though.
And again, but you can't train that. I beat Nick Webb. I beat all these good fighters, Johnny Fisher, and I had the second Johnny Fisher fight. I went to the gym every morning, as you know, with Jamie and Nice. I trained hard for an hour, and then did fuck all else. But
isn't it crazy?
But I'm always going to beat him because I am naturally harder than him and naturally stronger than him. Even though he's better than me at loads of stuff and he trains really hard, you can't beat me.
Yeah, I think it's to do with you. It's a mindset thing as well. Like you do get in people's head when you are in the ring,
and then sometimes my own head as well. Like the moment of fight I will be on the ring walk. I just thought I can't do it. I will just gone.
Yeah, but then getting back to you've got power, but you don't believe you punch. Like
I don't punch, no.
But
I know I don't.
What's the difference there then in terms of how can you have strength? Sorry, but
it's different, isn't it? It's like.
Do you mean when you're grabbing a more physical?
Yeah, look at Eddie Hall. He can fucking deadlift 505 kilo. I'm not saying he can't punch, but I'm not hit as hard as you. It's a natural thing. It's like I could squeeze your head like a grape. Yeah, like I'm so strong, but I don't punch. I've sparred you. You know I don't punch. In comparison to Rhino, Paul, that's what I'm talking about. If I hit the average bloke, he'd be asleep for 3 weeks. But we're talking eye level boxing.
Yeah.
And in comparison to React Paws, you know, yourself and the others, I don't punch for toffee. That is the truth. And that's not me sitting there going, oh, it's the truth. I talk to my boxers, Joe Hayden's not a big puncher, but he makes up for it in other areas. I'm not a big puncher. I'm a fat, lazy cunt, and I don't punch.
Joe Howard,
Joe Howard punches a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're exceptional at other things. But luckily for you, you're exceptional at a lot of things. And you know, for me, the best boxers, are 7 and 8. Like Jack Catchell for me is a 7 or 8 along there.
Yeah.
Jack Catchell's not really a 10 anywhere. But I'll tell you something, there's no lower than a 6 or 7 anywhere either.
No.
He's a tough cunt.
I think the one thing you could put him near a 10 is his professionalism.
Yeah, but that's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. You're a 10 out of 10 though, grafter.
In terms of his defence,
it's not a 10 out of 10.
No, but I would say it's defo an 8.
7 or 8, all well on the mark.
Yeah.
Jack Catchell, not a huge puncher, probably a 7 out of 10. But the thing is, there's no glaring hole in his game anyway.
No,
Shakur Stevenson, he's a 7 or 8 on the thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But for his distance, his timing, 10 out of 10. Yeah. Speed, 10 out of 10. That is why he's the elite.
He's 10-10 power, 10-10 light.
We got like maybe a 3 or 4 somewhere.
Yeah.
So while he's exceptional, he can get beat because he's got a few glaring holes. Whereas for me, I've got a few 7 and 8s, which is why I can box at a good level, but I've got a few fucking 3 and 4s.
Yeah.
But I've got no 10s. Well, I think I've got 1 or 2 10s, But I've got a fucking few 1 or 2s and all.
So getting onto that then, obviously Dalton Smith world champion, Josh Kelly world
Dalton
champion.
Smith 7 or 8 along the line everywhere. He's just very good at everything. For me, Dalton Smith is just very good at everything, and that's a very, very hard man to beat.
What did you think of his fight? Obviously,
he's brilliant.
Yeah,
I remember Dalton Smith sparring Lee Appleyard, and Lee Appleyard, good fighter, tough man. And I remember coming down to the gym, and Lee Appleyard was sparring Dalton Smith, and I was training a young kid at the time. I didn't know who Dalton Smith were. I watched one round, and I rung this kid, and he lived 2 minutes from the gym. I said, "You need to get down here, mate." I said, "I don't know who this kid is." I said, "But he's fucking exceptional." And he sparred a guy at the ring. I said, "All right." "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Dalton Smith." And I couldn't know 20.
He was on the GB squad, wasn't he?
He were, yeah, but I wasn't really aware of him. 2019. It was 2019 he sparred Lee. And I remember thinking, who the fuck is this? Unbelievable. And I didn't think he'd beat Matias in America for a few reasons. One, I didn't think he'd gone through the levels enough. He beat everyone at British title level, but he'd not had that in between fights in between to bridge that gap. But he went over there and he fucking beat him at his own game, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm buzzing for him. He's 7 or 8 across the board, and he's 10 out of 10 on it.
Yeah.
And that's a world champion, in my opinion, with a bit of luck.
Kelly, what's your thoughts?
I like Josh Kelly.
Because you went against
give him
him,
a chance.
You? Yeah.
Couldn't believe he didn't get hammered in 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Murtazaliev, that beat Zoo, I thought would walk through Kelly. I wanted Kelly to win. I like Kelly. I had a couple of days around in Bove years ago, and Kelly's a nice fella. People say to me, "Oh, some woman on my YouTube, you should apologise for what you said about Josh Kelly." What, that you're going to get fucking beat? So what?
What do you think he did then to obviously do?
He boxed clever. I think Adam Boo's one of the best trainers in the country. I mean, very, very, very smart. But again, I don't think he really boxed.
He has a specific style, doesn't he?
You have to fit that mould as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he has his way of doing things. It's not that he couldn't train someone else, but that's his thing. That's how he likes to do it. But he was the right game plan, and he executed it perfectly. That fella's dangerous, Murtazaliev.
Did he have George Groves?
Yeah, Groves, Hay.
I was going to say, because they've all got that like sniper style, haven't they?
It's all about speed and power down there. I was down there, and it was all reflex base and speed, and I like Adam a lot, and I think he's very, very good at what he does. I was happy for Kelly. But yeah, I got that one way wrong. Couldn't believe he beat Murtazaliev.
So, across the board of obviously British boxing now, who do you think is close to becoming world champion?
Is there any question? Like Talma if he gets the opportunity. But would a Talma beat Usyk currently? I don't think he would.
No.
But I go with proven form. If you watch Billy Smith tomorrow, and I didn't know you and know how good you was, because I sit up close every day, you pick Billy Smith.
Yeah.
Because he has proven top class ability in being a top class fighter. I think you beat him. But on all known form, you'd have to go. If we was in the gym with a Talma watching him spar day and day out, you might go, fucking hell, the Talma's going to beat him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't know. But a Talma has to have been with a chance. Jack Cattrall, if he gets the chance, could definitely beat any of them welterweights.
Hamza Shiraz, Dave?
Hamza Shiraz is a cracking fighter, and I think he looks like he's going to get the chance as well. Doesn't look like it's going to be Pacheco. Looks like it might be an easy, I don't want to say an easier touch, but like Pacheco would be an handful. Yourself, you've got ambitions to be the world champion in the next 18 months or so. And there's loads of good fights. Like Jack Cattrall, when Jack Cattrall turned pro, he would not have been on anyone's lips as being a future world champion. There will be kids that we don't even think about right now that could go on and be world champions. That's surprising. For me, Joe Houth and Joe Hayden, they're 2 kids that you look at and go, you could look at 12 months ago and say, well, they were looking to win an area title, English title. But they've got a chance of really doing something, and there's loads of kids like that. Because in boxing, I don't know what you think, but some kids just improve out of sight sometimes.
No, they do, and I think as well, obviously, with the amateur pedigree, it always works well when you go on as a professional, but it can also backfire on you, because I'm not going to say no names, but I've seen both the Joes go in with some like really good amateur kids,
don't they? Yeah.
And they have hammered them, and I think that's because the amateur kids and that, they sort of they keep that style, and you can't do it. It's like Thomas Stalker, what we were talking about before with Jack.
Didn't quite make it as a pro.
He didn't make it
but
as a pro.
But a lot of amateur fights, like Tom was a great amateur. I think he pretty much medalled everywhere. Apart from the Olympics, he medalled everywhere but the Olympics. Some people have a style for it. And it was a different game. I think it was 3-3s up, might have been 4-2 still. So
Yeah.
Again, it's a different sport, and even when you was doing free freeze yourself, it's a different sport, the amateurs to the pros. Even now, 3-3s without an egg guard, it's still completely different. The difference, and you'll know yourself, between a 12-ounce pair of stings and a 10-ounce pair of grants or flies or rares, it's absolutely night and day.
Yeah.
It's like Brazilian kids you box. Even over 3-3s, if you both put a pair of 10-ounce grants on and took your egg guard off, you're probably looking at a different result even over 3 rounds.
For people watching, a sting glove, they have all the padding. So an amateur glove,
the
all
weight's
the padding's
in the
there.
knuckle, innit?
There's no weight in the wrist. That's why I've had surgery in my wrist as an amateur, because your wrists just get peppered. Whereas the Grant gloves, all the weight is spreaded out, but it's predominantly actually around your wrist and hardly anything around your knuckle. And that's why most pros damage the knuckles as well. And I'm dreading it when I start going deep into fights, into rounds, my hands are going to hurt because they already do now just by doing a few rounds and stuff.
People don't realise the difference. Gloves, as a professional boxer, we're talking about attributes. You know, you look at Jack Cattrall and you go, amazing boxer, awkward, he's one hard bastard him.
Oh, tough.
Anyone that boxed, Dalton Smith, first thing I would say about Dalton Smith is, great boxer.
Yeah.
Hard bastard. Anyone who's boxed at that top level, hard. I remember boxing, like, what about me being a puncher again, but to bring it back to the point we're making, I like hitting it web over. Johnny Fisher, you hit him, they'll go over. I remember hitting Dylan White with a right hand in the 3rd round when I boxed him. Didn't even fucking blink.
Yeah.
Hit Luis Ortiz, none of them blinked. And I thought, fuck, you know. Didn't even get a reaction out of him. So that's the thing we've experienced. I know who's going to go to the top and who's not. You can tell a lot of the time. Josh Kelly surprised me, because Josh Kelly I didn't think had the physicality to be a world champion as a professional. So he surprised me the other day. I got that one wrong.
What about the light heavyweight division? Because obviously Callum Smith's there now, isn't he? And then you got Boatsi. I know they were
that was a great fight
of the year or round of the year or something. Do you believe that Callum can obviously beat him in that? Do you think he's capable of getting a world title?
Do you think you can find improvement in your 30s? Callum Smith is a great fighter, by the way. And I'm not saying by find improvement, but for him to be a world champion at light heavyweight, he would have to find improvement currently. To beat Batubev and Bivol, he would have to find some improvement.
Well, Bivol's apparently going up to cruiser.
Is he big enough? He made super middleweight though, didn't he?
Yeah.
I couldn't see that.
He's not, when I met him at the awards, he wasn't
not a big man.
He wasn't big, no. But his boxing ability,
he's good enough though, isn't he?
Unbelievable, yeah.
Look at Zerdo at 200. He's not a big man, is he? But I think he's the best champion at 200. What do you think?
Yeah. Who's that?
Zerdo.
I've not watched him.
Oh.
Not watched.
I think Opetaya.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah, the 2 Mexican champions, Benavidez and Zerdo, I think they're better than Opetaya.
Yeah, Benavidez, he's a beast. Yeah.
He's handful, isn't he?
No, he's an handful. He's hard. What he did to Yar.
The Gulamarian, have you seen him actually? But they're all handfuls at that level because they're all hard bastards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think when you start going to them levels, you're fighting like serious kids, and then it's a matter of like inches and the 1%, and that's what will show on the night. And you're really good because obviously you study all boxers from all different weights, whereas with myself, like I was as an amateur, I never used to know who I was getting in there with until after saying, oh, do you know you've just been in the ring with a former world medalist or whatever. And that's what I'm like as a pro. And maybe that's bad, but then it's also good because I don't put people on a pedestal as I get in the ring.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Mindset.
No, I think with Callum Smith, he's massive. He is. I don't have a clue how he made super middle.
Yeah.
He's huge, and I just think it was a weight issue as well. I think now he's blossomed into a light heavyweight.
The Morel fight's a done deal, isn't it?
Correct.
And that's a great fight.
Yeah.
Callum
Smith, it's more now he's bigger and he can load up more. I think that's when you'll see a difference.
I think with him, he looked great at 168. Then he boxed Ryder. Thought Ryder beat him. Thought John Ryder beat him. Do you think John Ryder? Can you agree with that?
I can't agree or deny.
I thought John Ryder beat him, but that was the weight. Beterbiev is just exceptional.
Yeah.
So light heavyweight, Beterbiev ain't going to be around for much longer. He's on the wrong side of 40. But he lives so well though, don't he?
He does live. He's
and he's a nice fella that you met. He's a lovely fella, Beterbiev.
Yeah, no, he is. Very, very nice fella.
And let me tell you something as well. He knew me, recognised me.
Did he?
Yeah, when I seen him in Dubai. Yeah.
How? When did you meet him?
He's in Dubai. I went over. I boxed Johnny Fisher. And one thing about Beterbiev,
from like just boxing in general.
Boxing. Right. But Beterbiev, when he goes to shows, he's the first man in, and he never takes his eyes off the show.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
watch all the boxing.
They obviously got all the fighters in the ring in America, Usyk, GGG.
Was you involved in all that as well?
Involved.
You was in the picture, weren't you?
No, but I'm on about I was in the big picture. But I'm on about the actual Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, the night of the fight, yeah.
So when they were announced, when Bruce Buffer was announcing it all,
before the fight.
Yeah, this is at the fight at the Madison Square Garden. Yeah. They had all the fighters in the ring
before the ring walk.
Before the ring walk.
Did you get called into that?
I would, even if I did, I would never ever do that. What, me stood there amongst the greatest of all time around me? I have no, absolutely nothing. Like, I'll be stood there thinking, what am I doing here? I need to prove
I did that. We was over in Dubai, and there was Wilder and Chisora. You know the face-off Wilder and Chisora that they did at the Pew 11 Gasiev Wayne. Did you see it when they were grabbing hold of each other?
No, but I did.
So they called Wilder, Chisora, Ben Whittaker, you know, all these biggest names. So I'm stood there and Dave Allen, and I thought, oh no. And I went on the stage, felt like such a plum, honestly.
No, but the thing is with you, you've been around, and obviously everyone loves you.
Oh, I never felt so out of place though. The world champion. Look at all these world champions. And I thought, please don't say I'm Dave Allen, whatever you do.
When you look at boxing as well as a whole, it's not all about world champions, and it's about
you got to have characters.
You got to have character. Not everyone can be world champ, can they? And even just like you throw it out there now, because of there's so many organisations, like it's still so difficult to become a world champion.
Yeah, people say there's too many belts, but I don't think there's too many belts. People go, I want to see one champion. No, because for us as boxers, that's bad business for us.
Yeah.
But I want fucking 20 world titles. I might win one. Do you know what I mean? Like, what, we've only got 4 world titles, or had the IBO in 5.
There's that many quality of fights.
We need, it's about earning potential. If you got hold of a world title, your money goes up tenfold. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know the number one man I know the number one man in every division. Heavyweight, Ward's got a title, Usyk's got the rest. Usyk's the man, isn't it? That's no slight on Ward, but Usyk is the number one.
Yeah.
We don't need one title to know that. He's the man at 10 stone, Shakur Stevenson now. We know the man at belts of a good earning potential.
I think he will fight, because obviously Conor Benn and him had a bit of a thing in the ring, and is Conor Benn the golden goose?
He looks that way. He's fucking everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Do you think Shakur will go down that route just for money?
He could do, but Conor Benn just fought at 160. Shakur Stevenson just moved up 135.
Do you think Conor Benn can come down?
He's going to struggle to make 147 again. If he does, he's definitely going to be an handful. Going to be a massive handful. But first he has to make it. Making weight's one thing. Making weight and then boxing night the next day is a totally different thing altogether. I've not made weight since March 2012. I've been making weight for the ABA quarterfinal against Simon Barkley. I felt like absolute shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, weight making plays a big part of it. But Shakur Stevenson, I don't know. Conor Benn, obviously, right now, he must be the money fighters everywhere, isn't he? Rolling Ramiro and all that. So he's obviously the man that's going to make money. But for me, Shakur Stevenson should be boxing. I'd like to see him go to 147 and box Haney, probably Haney straight away. Why not?
Do you think boxing's, obviously you can see the good and bad and everything, but from boxing back in the day when you got like Holyfield, Tyson, Lennox Lewis.
Was it better back then?
Yeah, in terms of the way it was promoted and stuff. Like, do you remember on YouTube, like HBO Sports, his Ricky Allen and his greatest hits.
Legendary Nights, like, all them stuff.
Do you know, like them sort of shows? And I remember 247, and you used to see Mayweather running the night on the road and that. Like, it was just different.
Boxing media now, for the most part, not all of it, but a lot of it is shit, I think.
Right, gents, got a couple of fan questions. David Hall asks, if boxing didn't exist, which one of you would definitely be on Love Island, and which one of you would be working the door? Who's going in Love Island, and who's a bouncer, basically?
Are there only 2 options?
That's the 2 options. I can see you on Love Island, Dave. I can
be fucking all cleaned up. Not with this airline. Them days are gone for me.
You see yourself on Love Island?
Not now, I don't. Fucking hell. My hair shit and I stink. Don't know what it is. I got
it'd be like, remember that episode, like Single Man Reveal? He comes out.
I think I'd be a good bouncer, actually, because I'm very good at talking to people, making them laugh. and on Love Island.
Calming him down and that.
I think I'd be a very good.
I think we'll be both. Either or. I think. Like you can't really split.
I wouldn't want to do a Love Island, me. Imagine your mum watching you shagging on telly. It'd be awful, that, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't think
they do though.
No, they
Some
do.
I couldn't do that. No, but you can hear them.
No, but it is mad. If I ever had a daughter and she wanted to go on that and do stuff like that,
Do you know when I had a kid, me? I was scared to tell my mum because I thought she was gonna know I've been shagging.
Yeah.
I thought fucking I'm having a kid. I thought she was gonna know. Do you know what I mean? I was gutted.
How did you break the news to your mum?
I said, listen, Mum, I'm a man and I've got a bird now. We really like each other.
Is it the suplex? Is that Lesnar's finishing move?
I thought you meant that's what we're doing in bed to get her pregnant.
Moving on.
It won't put it past you. You're more of a choke slam. That's a question. Do you know what? I've got a question. Dave's a massive WWE fan, yeah. I like a bit of it, but nowhere near as on it as him. If you were, let's say, a WWE fighter, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me, obviously, your name, White Rhino and all that. What would you wear and what would be your signature move and your finishing move? I'd
wear some of them white trunks.
Hang on a minute, Dave. I just thought. Remember, we got you some custom trunks. I'll bring them up, and we'll bring it on the screen as well now.
Yeah, some white trunks. I wore some white trunks. White knee pads.
I can't picture what they are. So
white elbow pads. Honestly, elbow pads, knee pads, white light swimming trunks.
Pat, I'll show you, and you can react to it. Hang on.
Right, go on.
Oh, Ronnie.
Would you wear a headband?
If that's what the people want.
So go on. You're wearing that, yeah? What shoes you wearing?
Some white boots, I think.
High up ones.
Yeah, some knee-high boots.
Oh my God. How long ago was that?
7 year in April.
Imagine if you shave your head now, your hairline wouldn't look like that.
7 year in April, that.
Wow, that's a belter.
7 year in March.
You know what? Yeah. You could actually, I won't put it past you doing an appearance on WWE.
No, I think I could be. I could do it.
Love it. So go on. Yeah. So that I know what you would look like now.
So yeah,
what's your signature move?
It's difficult, isn't it? Because if I make a new wrestling move up now, then obviously someone will steal it, and I don't want that. So,
just do finisher.
Do what I do with the kids, me. So every night before I put the kids to bed, I'll give them 5-minute wrestling. Power slam. I do a lot of running power slams.
So what is that, like a spear or what?
No, I put them on my shoulder. I go sprinting into the room and I jump onto the bed with them and I flip them onto the bike.
Right, I'm with you.
Then I give them the pizza flip, which is not a wrestling move. That's called the pizza flip. I don't know where it came from. I gave him a choke slam now and again. But Betty's getting a bit heavy now, so I tried to powerbomb and nearly fucking had a little bad that. And yeah, so I do all of them really. Do the German suplex, which is like a gut wrench.
Let's say out of all the WWE stars, then, if you had to take a finishing move off any of them, which one's your favourite?
The stink face off Rikishi.
You are.
I like the stink face off Rikishi.
Go on, what is it?
He just gets. He wears like this big fat Samoan fella. He got a thong on.
Yeah.
And he just sits on the face, shakes his ass. Have you not seen the stink face?
Nah, I have now.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Mad that.
Do you remember the guy with worms?
Boogeyman.
God,
after my time, like I was watching wrestling before you were born, which is a bit scary.
Boogeyman. Booker T, he was good.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, can you dig it? That was from the Warriors as well. That Can you dig it?
My favourite wrestler of all time, probably Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, beast.
What?
What?
Fucking loved him, me and The Rock. Can you smell it? Can you remember him?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar though.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, my mum's
Great Carly unit.
Great Carly. Just fucking chopping him on the head like
that.
Go on.
World's Strongest Man.
Mark Henry.
Oh, mate.
He's a DJ now.
You're not.
He's a DJ.
I'm time I'll remember, but there were a group called the Right to Censor, yeah? So I'd be 8-year-old. I remember watching it as a kid. It was the Goodfather, it was the Godfather,
Stevie Richards.
Cannon, Stevie Richards, Ivory, and Val Venus joined. I used to have nightmares about them chasing me in my sleep as a kid. I'd be sweating my bollocks off in bed, going from my mum, trying to make my mum saying, look, Right to Censor after me. And I thought they were after me, Right to Censor. You fucking mad. They were scary.
They still are, mate.
Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy.
Do you remember when we went to that WWE thing at Stratford?
We went to a thing at TNT Sports and you met Stephanie McMahon.
Ric Flair.
Oh,
me and Ric Flair again. Woo! His fingers were fucking massive.
Ben Cudworth says, what is the best boxing city in the UK? Pat, we'll come to you first.
I'm just thinking about what finisher I would do. I like the choke slam. I like the spear. But against big men. You got to see if you can pull an RKO. I love an RKO.
I do the frog splash me off at top rope. I'd love to do some off at top rope me.
Yeah. Anyway, best what? Sorry,
Fighting City.
Best boxing city in the
He's
UK.
spitting everywhere.
obviously I'm gonna say Manchester. It's obviously biased, but of all time, or like now,
Just now, I reckon.
Just the best fighting city.
best fighting city now. Do you know what? It's probably. It's hard to say, really, because they're all spread out, aren't they?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think pound for
But if
pound.
you look up north, Nick Ball, Dalton Smith, Josh Kelly, all world champions.
But what's up north though?
No, but I'm saying though in terms of like actual fight,
North or south? What do you think the best fighters are made for north or south?
I'm obviously going to say north.
I think pound for pound, Doncaster's the best. Honestly, do. Look at even the active fighters. We've got a European champion. We've had an IBO world champion. We've got me. We've got loads of us. Donny's got so many world champions. A
Loose
lot.
cannons, mate, more like.
And it's tiny. Donny's
Terry Harper.
tiny. Terry Harper, world champion. We've got fucking numerous world champions. It's tiny, Donny. It's mad.
Yeah.
London's obviously the best though because it's the biggest, isn't it? Got the most.
Danny Nealon says, Dave, what's Pat's most embarrassing gym story? Pat, what's Dave's most embarrassing gym story?
In the gym, I won't say there's any in the gym. I've got a fucking few outside the gym, like. But
That's not for this podcast.
Yeah, obviously I've vice versa. I think in the gym, most embarrassing. The thing is, look what he's wearing. Like it doesn't. I'm so
embarrassed,
accustomed. You know, like normal people coming in, I'll be like, "What is that over there?" Whereas I look at that and just think,
you know what I think's mad? How you can say words like accustomed and then say words like biased with a T on the end.
biased.
Yeah, biased.
No, that's just me lisp. That
How would you spell biased?
I know I spell biased, but when I'm
How do you spell it?
BIASED.
Right, fair enough.
But do you know now though, like, because obviously I hardly ever write. Whereas I used to be dead OCD when we were writing at school. Like if it wasn't super neat, if I messed up one line, I would throw it all away and restart.
Oh, wow.
But like writing now, I have to like proper think like, how'd you spell that? You know, because like he's doing all that. But do you know, on your phone, obviously everything's all auto now.
Yeah.
Just rapid doing it.
This is an interesting question. It also follows the theme from earlier. Hen Rollinson says, as a teammate of Conor Walker, do you think he is capable of winning a world title?
Bit kissing ass is, isn't it? I hope he does. I like Conor. He's all right. You know, he's a nice fella. Can he win a world title? So to win a world title,
is for Crocker. He can beat Crocker.
Crocker, Haney, Barrios. Who's got the other 147 title?
Crocker,
Barrios, WBC.
Rolly Romero.
Rolly Romero. Look, you can't write him off, really. You know, you couldn't really write him off. I thought he beat Crocker the first time. Haney be a very hard match for him stylistically. Barrios obviously looks like he's fighting Garcia. I just hope he gets one of them in the ring. I think I think the Crocker rematch was close to happening, but you know, look, we like Conor, don't we?
Yeah, the thing,
He's
what
all right,
Conor's
Conor.
got, you can't teach.
Yeah.
It's you either have it or you don't. And what he's got is grit. And his brain's wired a certain way where, like, yeah, he's always in the fight till the end. And, yeah, I believe he's capable of winning a world title.
Dean Bayliss says, are we ever going to see the sparring footage? Let's put it to bed once and for all. Presumably, if you...
Well, that's not for me because I ain't got it. Pat's got it on his phone.
I'd have to double check if I've still got it.
Of course, he still got it.
God's on his
Watched it
truth.
every night before bed.
No, God's on his truth. Obviously, that time when I showed me dad, it wasn't the best quality. And, yeah.
You still got it on his phone, I know.
This is a good question. This is from our very own Jamie Ward. Who would organise the better stag do for the other one? So where would you take Pat on his stag do? Pat, where would you take Dave on his stag do?
I don't really want to go anywhere, really.
out of being, is it for like to make him have the best time, or is it me being a bit of a dickhead?
Bit of a both, I would say, in the middle.
Well, if I wanted to be a dickhead, I would take him across the world because he hates flying. So I would take him somewhere like Russia or Kazakhstan and then put him somewhere freezing cold.
I'd go to, where would I go? I'd go, where would I take Pat?
This is a random one. The Mini Starey says, who has more toe hair?
Toe hair? What?
I probably Pat, I think. He's a bit airier than me, though.
No, because People think I'm hairy because of my beard, but I never shave my chest or my body, and I've not got a lot of hair on my body. I would say you.
I didn't have any pubes till I was 19. Genuinely didn't have a pube at all. No armpit hair, no pubes, nothing till I was 19. I remember at school once, I wouldn't bother about getting in the shower and that because I didn't have any pubes in that, but like, it weren't that bad. So I was getting in the shower at school and a lot of boys were like, you got no pubes? I was like, I shave them, but I didn't. How mad is that? True story as well.
I didn't even know you get in. I had
no pubes at all. I didn't have a single hair on my body.
Showering though, boy. You don't play rugby.
I'd have to pee in that.
After PE? Oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, everyone's got the same. Yeah.
So like, I didn't have a single hair on my body till about 19. Honestly, I don't know why. Mary is fuck now.
Julian Rod says, how hard is it to watch one of your mates or gym mates as a fighter, as opposed to you being in there yourself?
It
so
depends
when you're watching.
I'm anxious, just naturally. So like if I'm watching Jack, if I'm watching Conor, if I'm watching Dave, like just naturally, obviously you've got loads of adrenaline and you want them to win. So that's a genuine yawn, by the way. He's not taking the mic. That was
no, I'm tired. I'm tired.
But yeah, I'm on edge, 100%. Yeah, I've got emotions.
Depends who's fighting, really. To be honest, because like, I don't always care.
Depends what level as well. Like
because sometimes what's the point in worrying? You're boxing a journeyman. I put the stall in for most of the lads from the gym. If Alpha Middleman is doing a 4-rounder against a guy that's lost 427 times, what am I worried for? It's right though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, if they're boxing in a 50-50, then I'm a bit apprehensive for them. Scared. Do you know what it is with boxing? It's so hard because it's not just a boxing match. It's your whole future. It's your financial future, innit? Every fight can be worth X amount of money, and it's your livelihood. It's your livelihood, really. It's your life, innit?
On the line, yeah.
If they're boxing 4 rounds and that, and they lose that, you think, fuck me, mate. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And last one this week leads into a challenge. And I must say, the challenges next time will be better.
Yeah.
I had a bag at home with 2 things in. I left it there. So
Sounds
bring them next time. Anyway.
Sounds ominous.
B. Hutley says, who would win in a fun war? Which leads us nicely into it, because I'm pretty sure, Pat, you mentioned in the last episode, you remember a fun war. So we're going to finish the episode. You two have
I've got short thumbs.
Well, you have to get stuck in then, son.
That's pathetic.
Can you remember how to do it?
Yeah.
Let's take it.
You got all now for free?
Yep.
Oh, I've got tiny thumbs. Right. 1.
So you got to go 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go.
I'm teasing you.
Just playing defensive, mate.
You're going all the way back like that.
I'm still looking at it.
I'm not being here all day, come on.
No, put your phone down, let me hold it. How long is it? 3 seconds?
If I hold yours down, you ain't going anywhere, whereas I'm letting you hold mine. And you're out.
It's over. There we go.
Oh, that was too strong.